In the Shadow of Atlantis, Part 4, the Gosford Glyphs, Consciousness and Evolution. So we're on track. But Sean, I've got to ask, what do these glyphs, or any of this stuff, have to do with finding Atlantis? I mean, we've got ancient hieroglyphs, lost civilizations, but Atlantis?
To discover Atlantis, Marcus, we have to shift our consciousness. Without the right frame of reference, it's going to seem like a wild myth. High-tech civilizations from antiquity, energies and technologies we don't learn in school or university. It's not about finding a physical place first. It's about tuning into a different reality.
So what, we're supposed to meditate our way to Atlantis?
Not exactly. We need to understand what consciousness is and how it evolves. The reason modern science struggles with this is that it's built on Newtonian mechanics, only accepting what can be measured, quantified, and standardized. But Atlantis? It operated on principles beyond that, on energies. Modern science is only just becoming ready to touch.
Okay, I'm with you so far, but what is consciousness, and why can't we just measure it?
Consciousness is in everything. It's not just humans. It's in the rock, the blade of grass, the wind, a turtle, even chickens.
Chickens, really?
Yes, chickens. Consciousness exists on different evolutionary levels, from something as simple as a rock to humans, with various levels of sentience. Evolution, Marcus, isn't just about biology. It's a soul's journey through experience. The soul starts small, like a baby. It begins as a rock, learning basic existence. Then, as it evolves, it moves through more complex forms, plants, animals, and finally humans.
Hold on, are you saying my spirit was once a rock?
Exactly. The soul has to learn step by step. For example, when it's a tree, it learns cooperation, exchanging nutrients with other plants through mycelium networks, releasing VOCs affecting other plants and animals. The tree is faced with decisions. Do I compete or do I cooperate? It learns that working together makes for a healthier environment. The tree evolves through those experiences.
But isn't that just biology?
Biology's a part of it. But the soul is behind that process, experiencing life through that form. Eventually, it moves up, plants to animals, animals to higher sentience. Imagine a chicken's consciousness. It's not as sentient as a human's, but it's more aware than a tree. Your job on our mom's farm, raising all those chickens, remember how they acted?
Walking between rows of chickens, checking for any black-feathered ones among the sea of white. Yeah, 15,000 chickens. They started yellow, cute little things and grew into these white feathered birds. But I remember we had to watch for the black feathered ones.
Right. You had to pull them out. Why?
Because the other chickens would kill them. I guess it was like some kind of chicken racism. The white ones always went for the black ones.
Exactly. That's an evolutionary step. Primitive, but it's there. Consciousness evolving, learning survival, competition, dominance. Now imagine you, Marcus, with your fully evolved human consciousness stuck in a chicken's body. Your head would explode, right? Too much awareness for that simple mind.
So what happens if you put a chicken's soul into a human?
That poor human would be a wreck. It wouldn't know how to handle human emotions, thoughts, or the complexity of our bodies. It's an evolution of the soul it has to learn these things over time. That's why earlier civilizations had lower levels of consciousness than us. And yet, some of them achieved heightened sentience and were incredibly advanced.
In a surreal vision, anthropomorphic cat people, crocodile people, and elephant people walk through an ancient city. A spaceship takes off from a distant platform. Wait, you're telling me there were civilizations of cat people, crocodile people, and elephant people?
Yep, they existed. And some of them even made it to space. Mice people too, just not the pigs, unfortunately. The pigs stayed bacon.
Okay, but where's the evidence for all this? Where did they go?
Look at ancient carvings, geoglyphs, and stones. They're full of these beings. Science calls them myths and allegories, but in actuality, there are no myths. They are important records of the past. Take the Sayhuit stone in Peru. It tells the story of a civilization of space-faring cat people. Over time, those civilizations devolved, and today, Peruvians idolize the puma, one of the last remnants of that lineage.
Hold up. You said you learned all this from remote viewing.
That's right. Now, Nasti, I didn't believe it at first either, but the more I saw, the more it made sense. Remote viewing the past taught me how to interpret these artifacts, the glyphs, the stories etched in stone. They're everywhere, waiting to be understood.
I'm trying to keep up here, but I don't see how this all connects to Atlantis.
Atlantis represents a time when human consciousness reached a tipping point, when spirit and earth consciousness started to balance out. We began manipulating matter, building incredible technologies, but in doing so, we forgot the balance. Atlantis fell because it relied too much on masculine, explosive energies, denying the feminine, implosive, and over-unity energies of the earth. To find Atlantis, we need to understand this balance.
Whoa, these look kind of Egyptian.
Yeah, it's like a mix of styles. What are we supposed to be looking at?
There. Look at those lines. Do you see it?
What, the squiggly lines or the straight ones?
Step back a bit.
Is that...
That's for you, Marcus. A supersonic jetliner, just like your 737.
Oh my God.